Disclaimer, all available content in this awareness session is for positive lifestyle management purposes. Positive lifestyle management does not advocate or support gang banging, drug selling or usage, violence, or any negative actions, behavior, or attitude against men, women, or children. Our platform is for the uplifting of fallen humanity. Greetings, 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 brothers and sisters, men and women all around the world. Welcome to another episode of Positive Lifestyle Management Awareness Session. I'm your brother, Fee Taylor. And today we have, as always, this very special topic that I'm going to be addressing. So, as you all know, it's been a while since I haven't been out here. A lot has taken place. And so today we're going to get down to a lot of facts. We're going to address some things that has occurred, and we're going to set some things straight, because it's been a lot of misleading. It's been a lot of nonsense. It's been a lot of character assassinations without facts. However, the same people that's been running around here assassinating people's characters without facts, there are plenty of facts to show that a lot of the people that themselves have been around aren't right. People's been around here, they've been misleading the brothers and the sisters, and we know this here. When it comes to the life that we live in our family, we know that no man or woman wants to be misled. Because when you are misleading peoples, you are not only creating a problem for yourself, you are creating a problem for them, their families, their loved ones, and everybody that loves them and that's around them. So we're going to start addressing a lot of this misleading. And one of the things, and one of the peoples that I'm going to start with is a person who raised me as a 17 and an 18-year-old coming up through the Illinois Department of Correction and Stateville, to be exact. But before we get to that, I would like for you all to hit those like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, hit that notification bell, say in your comments, and share this video. Share this video with your friends. Share this video with people, because there's going to be a lot of facts pointed out tonight. I am going to point out a lot of facts. I'm going to give you documentation to support the things that I'm saying. I'm going to send you places so therefore you would know to go get the facts that you need. All right? So now let's begin.
I was homeless, I didn't have a house, sleeping in my car outside my friend's house. He walked out, said come inside, while you sleeping in your ride. You know it's cold outside, can't eat food, ain't no place to live. Good advice, you better than a better, say get on the grind. Don't give it my nigga, you destined to shine, get on your feet nigga.
As I said, one of the people that I'm going to start with is Jeffrey Raheem Hatcher Sr. I met Jeffrey Raheem Hatcher Sr. in Stateville back in 1986. I was 18. I had just turned 18. I wasn't even 19 at the time, because my birthday was coming up in June of 86, would have made me 19. I was 18 years old. And I first met this brother. Not only did I meet Mr. Raheem, I met Gov, Duffy Claw, I met Fatty, Mr. Melvin Haywood, rest in peace. Mr. Duffy Claw, rest in peace. I met my main man, the G-Ski, Lil John, John E. Murray Jr. I met Bo Diddley, Leon Bowden, Charles Harris, which is Sundown, Ernest Wilson, which is Don Smokey, may he rest in peace, Robert Lowe, which is Big Fella, the original real Big Fella, may he rest in peace, Mr. Gregory Shaw, G. Shaw, may he rest in peace. Speedy was there, rest in peace. Good Time Lucky, rest in peace. Big Poochie, rest in peace. Dad was there, you know. I know I'm missing somebody at this particular moment, but it was a lot of VIPs there, you know. So as a youngster coming up in Stateville, I was placed in the cell. At the time, the cell houses that was open was B East, B West, E House, F House. H House was for protected custody. I House was segregation. And you had the X House, which was the old building for death row, where they had the electric chair and all that was there, but there wasn't nobody in there. So they placed me in the cell house when I got to Stateville. They placed me in the cell house. They placed me in F House. At the time, E House was still open. So Raheem was the only person that was basically in F House. So as a young man, I come in, I was already educated. I knew how to play softball I was real good at baseball. So I was placed on Raheem's softball team, and Raheem, he kind of like, he took a liking to me because, you know, I was about the business. I was a young man and I was about the business. I didn't care about nothing else but the business. So I didn't want to go to school. So what they used to make me do every morning, get up and walk Big Poochie, because Big Poochie was in B East. So I had to go over to B East, get Big Poochie, and walk him back there to the library, because the school was in the same place where the library was at. That was their way of getting me in school. Okay, so I learned a lot being around Raheem. Raheem was smart, educated, everything, you know. Mr. Hoover really liked Raheem, really liked him, you know. So me being around him, it taught me a lot. Me being around all of them taught me a lot. So as you all can see, I learned sitting at the feet of the original. I learned a lot from them. I didn't get nothing secondhand. Everything that I learned, everything that I know came firsthand from those who helped create it. As time went on, I started becoming noticed in the org. I started rising in the org. You know, people started respecting me more. I respected a lot of people, and I was learning. So in my later years, I said a few years later, I wind up in Pontiac. I wind up getting out, catching the case, getting 30 years, wind up in Pontiac. And from Pontiac, that's where my legal skills really kicked in. While I was in Stateville, I used to hang out a lot with Lil Jon. Lil Jon was the guy that we loved. Lil Jon. Lil Jon was that guy that would allow us to do the things that we wanted to do. He would hang out with us. He'll let us do the stuff that we wanted to do and everything. So I learned a lot from being around him. So now when I wind up in Pontiac years later, I become known as one of the legal minds in the organization, one of the young legal minds. And so I didn't really know nothing about the law and none of that stuff when I first went back in after getting that 30 years, but I started learning and learning and learning. And, you know, and the more I stayed with it, because it was easy for me because of my education. Well, I'm telling you about this legal stuff is because this is going to show you down the line how this plays a part. And it all comes from the people like Lil Jon, Raheem, all the rest of these guys. They taught us. They taught me. I'm talking about, I was like the little gopher. They had us running all around. I didn't like doing it, but I didn't understand the reason why they was having us do it at the time. But now I understand. Now I see and I appreciate them for what they did. Because now I give back to the guys the right way. I'm not doing it for no selfish reason. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do in order to protect, in order for people to protect themselves. 2008, I wound up catching a federal case, and I was given 15 years. I had drugs, so they charged me as an armed career criminal and a career offender. So I was both of them, an armed career criminal and a career offender. I was a 4B 1.4, which is armed career criminal, and 4B 1.1, which is career offender up under the United States Sentencing Guidelines. When I was sentenced up under 924E, which is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and which makes me an armed career criminal. And they gave me 15 years in the feds. I got 180 months. While in the feds, I continued to do what I do with the legal stuff. 2011. What was it? 2010. Raheem was in Pollock now because Raheem had got caught up in a case with Mr. Hoover and other brothers and sisters. And so he wound up getting a life sentence. So in 2010, he was in Pollock USP down in Louisiana. Raheem was on his way to Forest City, Arkansas. His son was there with me, Jeffrey Hatcher Jr., Ike. But he had told Ike not to let anybody know that he was on his way there. So I had some influence while I was in that institution. You know, the brothers, they looked up to me for my wisdom, and I share my wisdom with them and everything. So by me not knowing that Raheem was on his way, they put me in for a transfer and sent me over to the low, which was in Forest City, Arkansas low. Okay. Rob wound up in Forest City about a month, maybe a month and a half after I was gone. If I had known that he was on his way, I would have wind up going to the shoot somewhere and stand so I could be there for him when he got there. But now I'm thinking back in hindsight, I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm glad I wasn't there. He get over there. I'm gone. T.I. wound up coming back to the low. He did some type of stuff, whatever he did, violation or whatever he did, he wound up coming back to Forest City. They put him back in. I'm on MB, he's on MA. I get a message from Raheem over in the media. And the message was, get T.I. on the LH push. LH was Mr. Larry Hoover. And that push was that we was trying to free him. I said, okay, I'm not lying to you. There's people that can witness this that was there. T.I. would tell you that I came to T.I. and I approached T.I. Now I'm looking back at all this stuff now, and it made the perfect sense, man, that I did it this way because it saved me in the long run. When I approached T.I., I think I had like 10 or 15 brothers with me, somewhere between 10 and 15 guys. So I'm coming to T.I., and I'm coming in to show him in the sense of strength that we ain't nothing to play with. So I approached him and I asked him, I said, listen, man, we're trying to get you on this Mr. Hoover push, man, to stop pushing for Mr. Hoover, man. We're trying to get him out of prison. Now, at this time, this song is out called BMF by Rick Ross. But T.I. see me with all these, with all the brothers. And T.I. immediately say, hey, man, I'm not a part of that life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm about, man. So holler at, I think you might want to holler at Rick Ross. And me, I'm like, man, F Rick Ross. Ain't nobody kidding nothing about no Rick Ross. Rick Ross bogus. We trying to get somebody, man, that's gonna really put. So, hey, man, take this number and call this brother. I didn't know the brother, but the number was for a brother by the name of Lionheart. Now we're gonna get to Lionheart too. Now I'm gonna get to him. I never met him, never spoke to him, none of that. I had a number. It came from Raheem for to get T.I. on this Larry Hoover push. But T.I. got away because he was scared. So I sent word back to Rob, like, hey, man, dude's scared, man. And you might need to send somebody else, man. Send somebody else to holler at him about that, man, because I'm not that person for that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the person for it.